Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, Robert Anthony, and I have got an epic hike that I'm going to take you on with me today. There's a lesson in this one and I want to share it with you. Are you going through a period in your life where you feel like you're in a storm? Well, you know, if you follow me long enough and if you watched me enough, you know that I'm fond of saying as a photographer that it's often after the storms, whether it's a hurricane on the coast, a winter solstice storm on the Pacific Northwest, or a huge blizzard of snow that is just ramparting the mountain range. Oftentimes the beauty that we find is after the most violent weather, and that happens to be appropriate to the things that we face in life. Oftentimes the storms in our lives, we don't really believe it in the middle of it, but after those storms we see tremendous change, tremendous new developments, and tremendous beauty. That's exactly what we're experiencing here. Today, we're going to go up into the North Cascades mountain range, the uppermost corner, almost to the border of Canada in the state of Washington. The North Cascades are a very rugged, underdeveloped mountain range, one of the last frontiers in this country that's primarily untouched by mankind and development. We are going to a ski resort that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere on Mount Baker, but we're ultimately hiking into the wilderness to get to a place called, at the end, Huntoon Point. I was going to hike this hike the day before, but something inside, I really felt like the Lord was saying to me, I want you to wait on this one, wait until tomorrow. So I heeded that. I had planned it for Thursday, decided I was going to do Friday, and as it turned out, on Thursday, a massive snowstorm, a blizzard, blanketed that entire 5,500 foot elevation mountain range with snow. It would have been impassable. We couldn't have hiked it. I couldn't have gotten any video or photography. But that weather drove through, and the next day, calm, clear skies and a blanket of fresh new snow across the landscape. So won't you join me as I hike this hike and I take you on it through 10 or more feet of snow piled up across the mountains here. The end view of Huntoon Point is amazing. You don't want to miss it. And as you're sitting back and enjoying this, just remember, God created all this in the blink of an eye with a voice, and it's amazing to see. You're going to see stuff that I personally have never seen in my life on this hike, and I hope that you enjoy it. Look forward to taking you there. Enjoy. See you around.
you.